The absolute king of comedy is back, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Rock absolutely roasting Meghan Markle in this video. Let's watch it together. This is gonna be a good one. Let's go.
Holy shit. He said what?
Everybody trying to be a victim. Like, what's this girl, Meghan Markle? Seemed like a nice lady, just complaining. I was like, didn't she hit the light skin lottery and still going on complaining? Acting all dumb like she don't know nothing. Going on Oprah, I didn't know. I had no idea how racist they were. It's the royal family. You didn't Google these motherfuckers?
It started like any other comedy special. Lights down, crowd buzzing, Chris Rock stepping into the spotlight. But what happened next? That wasn't comedy. That was a public execution. And Meghan Markle was the target.
The biggest addiction in America is attention. We are addicted to attention. Easiest way to get attention is to be a victim.
No careful buildup. No dancing around names. Rock went straight for the jugular. In under 60 seconds, he turned her from victim of the press into punchline of the decade.
Have you ever seen that video?
No.
Pull that video up because it's one of my favorites.
They're so racist. They're so racist. Some of the she went through was not racism. It was just some in-law because she's complaining. I'm like, what the is she talking about? No, they're so racist. They wanted to know how brown the baby's gonna be. I'm like, that's not racist, because even black people want to know.
And here's what makes it
Oh man, I just love Chris Rock. This guy is an absolute legendary comedian, and it's even better when he's roasting all of these woke celebrities right there. Beautiful.
so brutal. It wasn't even the funniest thing he said. The real destruction came in the silence that followed each joke when the audience processed it and realized, yeah, he's right.
What the is she talking about? She didn't know. It's the royal family. They're the original racists.
For years, Meghan had played the sympathetic outsider, the underdog who didn't understand the system. But in one set, Rock flipped the script, exposing her as the exact opposite, entitled Manipulative and Hungry for the Very Fame She Pretended to Despise. And that, my friends, was just the opening blow. Because what came after wasn't just mockery, it was a chain reaction. And it all began the moment Rock told the world she was no Cinderella.
Posting up pathetic pictures. This is me eating sushi. Like me. This is me 25 years ago when I was hot. Like me. Oh, it's fucking sad.
The thing about Meghan's public image, it was
Absolutely roasted right there. Amazing.
built on a single, fragile idea that she was blindsided by the weight of royal life, that she was the innocent Hollywood actress, wandering into a palace like a fairy tale princess, only to discover a cold, cruel world. It's a nice story, until someone calls it what it is, pure fiction.
Hey, it's the husband formerly known as Prince. Any luck getting a job?
Oh, they had me driving for Uber Eats, but there were too many damn rules. Don't touch the food. Don't taste the food. Drive on the road.
I'm sorry, Rowdy Reddy.
Chris Rock didn't tiptoe around it. He didn't question her narrative. He set it on fire. He compared her ignorance of the royal family to a basketball player claiming they'd never heard of the NBA. And the crowd lost it. It was sharp, it was simple, and it was impossible to argue with. In that moment, the illusion cracked. Because let's be honest,
Absolutely amazing. This video is absolutely hilarious. What a great video. Absolutely roasting Meghan Markle. Honestly, we all know she's completely fake. We all know she went and married a prince because she wanted all the fame and the celebrity and the money and the lifestyle. And now she's just completely melting down. Ridiculous.
Meghan didn't just stumble into royalty. She researched it. She dated a prince for years. She walked into that palace with her eyes wide open and a camera-ready smile.
That she was hunting for a man in England. She wanted wealth and she wanted fame. And she targeted Harry.
And Chris Rock, he just gave the audience permission to admit what they'd been thinking all along. That's the real power of a joke like his. It doesn't just make you laugh, it pulls the mask off, slowly, in front of a crowd that's suddenly realizing maybe they've been conned. And the most devastating part, Meghan wasn't in the room to defend herself. But she didn't have to be, because from that night on, the poor Meghan act was finished. Every late night host, every satirist, every Twitter account with a Wi-Fi signal now had blood in the water. What Rock did in under 5 minutes would take her PR team years, maybe decades, to undo. A perfect roast doesn't just land, it detonates.
The is she talking about? I didn't know. That's like marrying into the Budweiser family and going, they drink a lot.
Hours after Chris Rock's special dropped, his Meghan takedown was everywhere. TikTok loops, Twitter clips, YouTube breakdowns with freeze frames of audience members doubled over. And then the comedy world pounced. In Britain, the gloves came off instantly. Comics painted Meghan and Harry as walking contradictions, obsessed with status while pretending to reject it, cashing massive Netflix checks under the banner of purpose.
Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
The Duchess of Sussex shared a photo of herself cuddling her daughter on Instagram and a never-before-seen picture from her birth.
Their barbs were dry, cutting, and delivered with the kind of disdain only lifelong royal watchers can muster. Across the Atlantic,
Honestly, we all know this is their business. We all know that this is how they make money. They want the drama, they want the fame, they want to dump on everybody that they know, even their own family, just for fame and money. What kind of values do they hold? These people are absolutely insane.
late-night hosts smelled the same blood. They mocked the brand deals, the self-pity.
And this is sweet. Meghan Markle said she has a finger they can use if they need it.
The infamous "We want privacy" line, hammering it so hard you could almost hear the palace laughing.
We want privacy! We want privacy! Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving twife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving twife has always wanted her privacy!
5 minutes
How
later.
dare you! Crazy. Just look at them dancing on their Instagram just for clicks. Wow.
Who's filming this?
The worst part, the jokes started overlap. Comedians who'd never shared a stage were making identical cracks. That's not coincidence. That's the moment a narrative flatlines. By week's end, Meghan wasn't a misunderstood duchess or an ex-actress. She was the comedy world's newest running gag, a human headline whose contradictions were too easy, too obvious, and too funny for any comic to ignore. The roast had gone global, and it wasn't stopping.
Meghan Markle, the only thing she found was a rich, famous husband.
The nearest thing Meghan Markle ever had to a billion-dollar idea was marrying a prince.
If Chris Rock lit the match...
Exactly. Imagine what all you have accomplished in life is marrying a rich person. It is sad. You should do better with your life.
Internet dumped gasoline on. Within days, Meghan's most awkward moments weren't just being mocked. They were being turned into viral currency. TikTok creators stitched her interviews with clips of rolling eyes, sarcastic voiceovers, and laugh tracks ripped from sitcoms.
Best way to have a snack is to take the snack out of one bag and then move them into another bag and then label this new bag, even though this bag already has a label on it. Tap water!
Even the TikToker are on it, absolutely roasting the Meghan Markle couple. Wow.
That bizarre snack rebagging scene from her Netflix show, meme gold. The celebrity name drops, cut into compilations labeled Meghan's Imaginary Friends. Twitter turned savage. Screenshots of her contradictions, privacy pleas alongside staged paparazzi shots spread like wildfire. Users didn't just share them. They weaponized them with captions so brutal they didn't need punchlines.
My name is Meghan Sussex now. Call me Meghan Markle one more time, Mindy f***ing Kaling.
YouTube creators dissected her interviews frame by frame, pointing out rehearsed expressions, calculated pauses, and lines that sounded like PR copy gone bad. Suddenly, she wasn't a duchess telling her truth. She was a character in an ongoing soap opera, and the audience had switched from sympathy to pure mockery.
Oh my God.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know a personality that is more insufferable than Meghan Markle. We all know she's only in it for the money, and it is sad to see.
That hat. Oh, God. He's so hot. Look at him. Isn't Prince Harry? She bagged a fox.
The most dangerous part, memes move faster than damage control. By the time her team could draft a rebuttal, the next Vera. By the time her team could draft a rebuttal, the next viral joke had already replaced it. The internet wasn't just laughing at Meghan, it was erasing whatever dignity she had left. If the internet was a wildfire, late night TV was the flamethrower. Night after night, Meghan and Harry became the go-to joke, the easy laugh that didn't even need setup anymore.
NBC has announced plans for a spin-off to the hit series Suits, which will be set in Los Angeles. It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed immigrant.
Honestly, I think comedy should be able to laugh about everything. I think comedians should be able to mock everybody. Even if you have a Meghan Markle fan and a Harry fan, you should be able to laugh at them as well. It is all for the fun. It is all for the joke. Don't get too offended, obviously.
On Saturday Night Live, they weren't portrayed as rebels or victims. They were cast as a clueless royal dropout and his fame-chasing wife, stumbling through a world they didn't understand but desperately wanted to monetize. The skits were exaggerated, but not by much.
Meghan, you have been working so hard. Oh my God. You're probably the hardest worker in the world. I don't know anybody that's worked as hard as you. I don't know, I'm just doing my best.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Jimmy Fallon zeroed in on the absurd details. Meghan claiming they were married before the royal wedding.
Another big revelation was that Meghan said that she and Harry actually got married 3 days before the royal wedding. Great, now I feel like a fool for waking up at 5 a.m. to watch two married people get married.
Harry's bizarre oversharing in his memoir. Their habit of turning mundane inconveniences into trauma. Even Stephen Colbert, hardly known for being ruthless, dropped lines that made the audience wince and laugh at the same time.
Meghan Markle has finally revealed why she and Prince Harry call each other M and H. What could it be? A mystery for the ages.
The magic of late night.
Crazy. That's when you know when you have completely lost it. Even if your own camp, even if the lefties start roasting you, you've completely gone. You're gone. Nobody wants to see that anymore.
Mockery is repetition. The same jokes get told so often by so many hosts that they stop feeling like comedy and start feeling like truth.
If I'm going to succeed in America, I need a lifestyle brand of creams and supplements. Gwyneth Paltrow has Goop, Kourtney Kardashian has Poosh, and Jamie Lee Curtis has Poogert. Now I've got mine, Meg Goo, celebrating the
Poogert. Oh my God, this is absolutely hilarious. Who comes up with these names? Wow.
the sexy earth goddess in all of us.
Within weeks, Meghan wasn't just a controversial figure. She was a fixed part of the late night script, a permanent character in an ongoing roast that no amount of PR spin could rewrite. Comedians on club stages didn't bother with subtlety or clever nods. They went straight for Meghan's jugular. Simon Brodkin mocked the Netflix doc as a 6-hour infomercial for self-pity, tearing into its staged sincerity and melodramatic music cues.
Careful, Harry. I spilled some essential oils on the floor.
He ridiculed the idea that bowing to the Queen or curtsying was some kind of traumatic ordeal, comparing it to complaining about having to take your shoes off at the airport. Other comics dug into Harry's own words from Spare, twisting his cringe-worthy oversharing into setups that made him sound out of touch, pampered, and embarrassingly insulated from reality.
I don't know, Megs. I've tried every career there is. Prince, Hitler, maybe I'm just not qualified for anything.
That's not true. You're a great husband, a good-hearted man. You've got big, muscular teeth.
Thanks, Meg. And I guess now I'm qualified for this. Unemployment!
But Meghan was always the bigger target. Her polished soundbites were called Oscar speeches for an audience of one. In comedy clubs, there's no network censor, no polite chuckle. The laughs are raw, loud, and often cruel. And every brutal one-liner spread online instantly, giving the public fresh ammo to keep the ridicule alive. By the time these sets went viral, Meghan's image wasn't just damaged, it was shredded. And nobody in those crowds was asking for it to be put back together.
I said H was H was accepted. H has been as H is, and H called me in with H, and H was out, and with H.
When South Park gets you, there's no coming back. The worldwide privacy tour episode didn't just poke fun, it permanently welded Meghan and Harry's hypocrisy into pop culture. The animated versions of the couple screamed for privacy through megaphones while flying on a private jet, a visual gag so sharp it didn't need a single word of explanation.
Wow, even South Park is on it. I need to watch this episode. I love when woke celebrity get roasted. It never gets old. I'm super enjoying this video. I don't know about you guys, but I want to see more of that.
Satire was brutal because it was exact. Every contradiction they'd ever made was distilled into a 20-minute roast that replayed endlessly online.
We want privacy! We want privacy! It's a quiet and empty here? If we moved her, then people would think we're really serious about wanting to be normal. It does seem perfect, doesn't it?
Other shows piled on. Family Guy reduced them to a 2-second throwaway line about getting millions for doing nothing, and it hit harder than a monologue.
Your millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
Animated satire works differently. Once you're a caricature, that version of you sticks in the public's mind longer than reality ever will. The damage here wasn't just comedic, it was psychological. When audiences start laughing at your cartoon self more than your real one, your control over your own image is gone. By the time the credits rolled on South Park, Meghan wasn't just mocked, she was immortalized as a symbol of performative victimhood, and no press statement or exclusive interview could ever erase that drawing.
Sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim. Yeah, that's totally me. What matters is what we have on the inside.
I just hate when people play the victim. They think the world is against us when you should own your own action and take responsibility for what's happened to you. Honestly, don't play the victim. Nobody cares.
Bill Maher didn't come with props, skits, or cartoon versions. He came with something far more dangerous: cold logic.
That you don't call another human being Your Highness?
Where other comedians mocked Meghan's quirks or contradictions, Maher dissected the entire strategy. He called out the hypocrisy of wanting the perks of royalty without the responsibility, the fame without the scrutiny, the spotlight without the heat.
The woman who destroyed her in-laws family, whose own family doesn't like her, whose the in-laws obviously don't like her, the public doesn't like her, she's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess.
In his words, it wasn't a scandal. It was a business model built to collapse. He contrasted their endless grievances with the stoic silence of Queen Elizabeth, a woman who endured decades of relentless press without turning it into a Netflix special. The comparison was devastating. One side looked dignified, the other looked desperate.
You're complaining about your hard life, and you're so privileged. It's just so weird. It's ridiculous.
Maher's real...
Bill Maher is absolutely base sometimes. I hope he comes up to insenses and comes on the right side. We will see what happens with him.
Punch landed when he said the world isn't obligated to play along with your personal drama. That single line stripped away the victim narrative and exposed the entitlement beneath it. No shouting, no cheap shots, just a blunt truth that left the audience nodding instead of laughing. By the end, Maher hadn't just roasted Meghan, he'd diagnosed her brand, and the prognosis was terminal, a self-inflicted implosion, wrapped in a royal title and sold as tragedy.
Here today, Suits actress Meghan Markle married some unemployed dude who still lives with his grandma.
By now, Meghan's image wasn't just dented, it was shattered into 1,000 memes, punchlines, and one-liners bouncing around the globe.
Guys, I'm dying. This is just too good. Jill's joke was too real. She just married an unemployed guy living with his grandma. Oh, the queen is gone, unfortunately. Sad.
What started as a single Chris Rock joke had snowballed into a cultural verdict, delivered not in courtrooms, but on comedy stages and social. The most brutal part? The laughter had outlived the news cycle. Even when Meghan and Harry tried to pivot to charity work or rebrand with polished interviews, the public heard every word through the echo of those jokes. Every statement sounded rehearsed. Every photo op looked staged. The roast had become the filter. And that's the danger of becoming comedy shorthand. Once your name means performative hypocrisy in pop culture, it's over.
Look at that face. She's not happy.
Oh, yeah, it's so hard to be pretty. So your life is so hard. You're a fucking princess.
Politicians survive scandals. Celebrities recover from PR disasters. But when your brand is reduced to a smirk and a punchline, you can't rebuild it. You can only live under it. The court jesters of the modern age had spoken, and the sentence was permanent. Meghan's narrative wasn't taken from her by the press, the palace, or even Chris Rock. It was taken by the world's laughter.
Yeah, honestly, nobody cares about these two anymore. I don't think anybody cares. They only cares when they get laughed at. It is absolutely ridiculous how the hypocrisy and the insanity of this woke celebrity is going out of control. Actually, I'm not so sure what they're gonna do next, but they are probably gonna fail. Usually, nobody watches their Netflix special or their Netflix shows. I don't think they are gonna make any money anytime soon anymore. That's why I think they completely destroyed their brand for a long, long time. They
And
are just
laughter doesn't
absolutely
give
fake.
anything back. And that's the thing about this whole saga. It's not just about one joke or one special. Chris Rock may have been the spark, but the firestorm has spread far beyond stand-up stages. Every contradiction, every overplayed grievance, every desperate grab for relevance, it's all now part of a permanent public record written in punchlines.
Prove that you're enough. You have to prove that you're pretty enough. You have to prove that you're smart enough. You prove that you're a good wife or a good friend. Or
Meghan Markle sitting here talking about, like, yeah, I gotta prove that I'm pretty. And while she's a pretty woman sitting across from a bratwurst.
Yes. But here's where it gets even uglier.
Absolutely savage. I love comedy. I love comedian. I could not live without comedian destroying their woke celebrities and their own audience. Oh man, subscribe if you love comedy just like I do.
Because Meghan's drama isn't just burning bridges with the public, it's torching relationships that once gave her and Harry the credibility they can't buy back. One of the most damning examples, the implosion of Sensibility, the charity Harry once called his life's work. If you think the comedy world was brutal, wait until you see what happened when Sophie Chandauka, one of the most respected figures tied to that mission, decided she'd had enough. It's not just a disagreement, it's a slam heard around the world, and it left Harry absolutely fuming. You can see the full breakdown right now in my last video, only on Star Spotlight, where the real royal stories get told.
Absolutely amazing. Great video. I would love to see more of Chris Rock, honestly.
He said,
Chris Rock is just an absolutely legendary of comedy. I think Chris Rock has a bright career ahead of him. I want to see more of him. I would love to see him live. He always has crazy jokes. He doesn't hold back at all. He's not afraid of the backlash of getting cancelled, of offending anyone, and he has great delivery. And obviously, we all know what happened between Chris Rock and Will Smith, and it benefited him immensely. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video with me today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and click right there to watch the next one. Bye bye.